Hey everybody, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax, and it's time for After the Dig 9. A couple weeks ago I was in Toronto with my wife. She had to meet with her publisher. They're in the East End and I had some time to kill, so I hit a couple stores there and this is what I found. I went back to Discovery Music where I'd been with Henry to the Boy Ellis when he was in town, and here's some of the stuff I found there. Um, this is Aquarelle, live à Montreux, live in Montreux. Um, this is a great record. I've shown this already, and it's so good I could not buy it again. Nice clean copy too. This is cleaner than the one I got. I think I got the other one when I was with Spud Boy, also in Toronto. And another French-Canadian band. That's kind of like fusion, maybe prog fusion, prog jazz fusion. So here's another one I got, Morse Code Codebreaker. So Morse Code were originally Morse Code transmission. A bunch of French guys from Quebec who sang in English put out a psych, blues, rock, jazz, psych folk couple records. Then they went back to singing in French and put out some prog records. And then this is the last record of the career, and this is supposedly totally horrible. But it was $6. The Aquarelle was $8. But how could I not buy this? I mean, it's near mint copy. They're back to singing in English, but I read online that there are a couple of tracks on there that might make that worth sitting through. But $6, why not try it? Next is this is supposedly a jazz fusion LP. I've never heard of this group. They're called Don Valley Parkway. This is sealed, so hopefully I'll be able to open it. I have a problem opening sealed records. I want to. I just don't. It's not because they're collectible. I don't know. Anyway, this gets stupid money asked for it on eBay. I don't know if anybody's ever bought this record for anything more than $1, but I paid like $8.50 for this sealed, so hopefully I'll crack it open at some point and give it a spin. But yeah, I haven't been able to find a sample of that or anything online, or really any mention of where they were. And trying to search Don Valley Parkway, I mean, that's the name of a highway in Toronto, so you get a million hits. And then I went to another store in the East End, kind of a secondhand shop, and I found the rest of this stuff. So this is Masqualero, Arrow, and this is a German copy. This has Errol Anderson, John Christensen, Tore Brunborg, Niels Petter Molliver, and Frode Alnes. Killing the Nordic names here. This is a late ECM. This is ECM 1367. So hopefully this is amazing. Sometimes some of the later ECMs, that's 1988, near the end of the vinyl stage. Sometimes some of the later ECMs are a little schmaltzy. Anyway, German copy of that. $8, could not buy it. And I got a deal on all the stuff at this store too, so made it even better. Next is one I've shown before, $7. This is Gallery. This is, to me, this is an audiophile's dream, this record. This is a stunning record, and the music is brilliant. I've raved about this before. If you ever see it, buy it. I picked that copy up for a friend. I picked them up for all my friends. Next is a record. I'm not sure I've ever shown this before, but look at this cheese ball. Joe Sample, Fancy Dance on Storyville. This is recorded in Sweden, I believe. And backing sample are Red Mitchell and J.C. Moses. And Joe Sample's stuff, the Crusaders, I find a little schmaltzy. His solo stuff, I can't deal with at all. Even the Jazz Crusader stuff, I'm not overly fond of. This record is absolutely brilliant. You wouldn't think it from this cheese ball. What is this? Crusades. I mean, that's why this is on here, but this is just hard bop, post bop, great jazz. Cannot recommend this enough. This is a tight session. If you ever see it, it's always cheap. Should be more. Next is a Black Saint. And this is Joseph Jarman and Don Moy featuring Craig Harris and Raphael Garrett. Earth Passage Density. I haven't spun this yet, but you know, on the typical Black Saint label. I see some people with some nice Black Saint t-shirts out there. I'm jealous. And finally, a trio of records from a Toronto band that I didn't have anything on vinyl from. First off is Cowboy Junkies, White's Off Earth Now. This is an original pressing on Leighton Records, so I was really happy to pick that up. That was $10. Next is Trinity Sessions. This is a first pressing on RCA, but not an original pressing. That was $8. The original of that's also on Leighton. And finally, Cowboy Junkies, Caution Horses, and that was $15. And this is also on RCA. So I was really happy to finally get some nice, clean Cowboy Junkies, because the records, they just sound brilliant. And that store gave me a deal, so can't really argue with that. And that is After the Dig 9. So these will go into the inboxes, and they'll reappear at some point in my life, hopefully. Have a great day, everybody. Keep the records spinning.